Hello folks, I'm back with another one. I hope you're well, I hope you and your family are doing good, and I hope in this holiday times, Christmas time, wherever you are in the world, um, you have managed to spend some time with family and you have had a great Christmas, or depending on where you are in the world, as good a Christmas as you can do. So yeah, I know here in the UK we are not with major restrictions, so it has been nice to still be able to see family and friends over the Christmas period, which is good. But yeah, I'm back with another one, folks, and I know for a period of time now, 2 or 3 months, I've not uploaded. Um, Maybe some people thought this channel was dead. Um, you know, a blow in the wind sort of channel, but it's absolutely not. Um, as you can tell, it's different surroundings to my last videos. That's because we are fortunate in that we have found a landlord willing to give me a second chance, and offered us a place where we can call it our home in a house out of that very, very tiny flat that I was having to bring my little girl up in along with my wife. So we're very grateful for that, really, really grateful. We have got a fresh start in a new house now, and it's so much better for all of us, for my baby, so much more space to play and develop, and that's been very much a difficult process. We are grateful that we've got the chance, but the lead up into getting this house was very, very stressful over the last month or two. It wasn't all plain sailing, but that's sort of part of the reason why I've not uploaded as well, because that has been very stressful. And also I wanted to wait until I get into the new house where I then can sit down and make a video and concentrate. And that's why I am doing what I'm doing. So now we're here today on the anniversary of my 3rd year without a bet. Gamble free for 3 years. Wow, I would never say that. 3 years ago, I wouldn't have said that. If you would have said to me 3 years in the future, you will have not had a bet, I would have laughed you out of the room. I would have never believed it. And the reason for it is of what I've already said before. I was utterly, utterly consumed by gambling. Utterly, well and truly beaten and beaten well by gambling. And the thought of not being able to get that fix, get that buzz, get that adrenaline, that rush, whatever you want to call it, for 3 years and for however many years I live, I would have just, it was not something I could think, not something I could accept that I could live without. But 3 years today, I walked into a GA room and I, declared that I'd had a gamble, and from that moment, I never had a bet since. And again, I do find it hard to be proud of myself. There is still that guilt there of what I did in the past, very much so. And it's not about it affecting me every single day. There might just be some daily reminders of my past and things like that, where something will happen on TV, and it will remind me of my past. And it is difficult to let go, as much as I advise everyone else to let go of the past. It is difficult, because I did cause that much damage, which still today there are reminders. But having a new house, a new start for my baby, for my wife, is a step in the right direction, and something that for me, it is a massive thing. So hopefully going forward, I can start to let a little bit of that guilt go. But when I come to pride and how proud I am, or Am I proud of the 3 years that I've done? I am, in a sense that 1 year ago today, I started this YouTube channel. Um, and I started it with the intention of just telling my story, and just putting it out on the internet, on YouTube, and hopefully someone hearing it can relate and maybe takes bits of advice that worked for me, without claiming to be an expert, just telling my story, what worked for me, and that was the intention. And I think what I've done since then is grown into this. Although there hasn't been recent uploads, I've grown into this world of helping others. I've always wanted to, even when I was gambling. But actually taking the steps and sort of trying to do it and putting my story out there and speaking to other people and passing on what worked for me, as well as getting involved in various things outside of YouTube, to help others. That does, in this last 12 months that I've been doing that, give me some element of pride. Um, you know, there's still a lot of low self-esteem, or whatever the psychologists want to call it, but that does offer some sort of pride in that I am trying to help others not go through what I did and what my family did. So yeah, that in the last 3 years, without gambling, that's one of the highlights that I've personally done to step forward, to move forward. Obviously, other highlights of my baby being born, and she's developing well. She's good and well, and she's fortunately not living with a gambling addict that's actively destroying themselves. And I don't want that for other people as well. I want to help as many people as I can not come through the stuff that I had to, and put their families through it as well, including their kids. So yeah, the 3 years as a whole, it has been difficult. At times it's been very, very frustrating. It's been very depressing at times. It's been irritating. It's been a mixture of emotions, and that's because you're in a position where you once had this escape, this massive escape, where if anything was wrong, if you had any uncomfortable feelings, if you was desperate to win some money, for whatever reason, you would escape to gambling. In my mind, I would escape to gambling, and things, when you stop gambling, still happen. Life still happens, and things will go wrong. Frustrating and stressful times will happen. And the problem with gambling now is it's everywhere, as we know, and people do still escape to it in the same way that I did 3 years ago. But in this last 3 years that I've been stopped gambling, I've not been able to have that as an escape, and that in itself has took some adjusting to, particularly in the early months. But overall, life is a lot less stressful, because what comes with gambling is, yes, you might have the escape for a couple of hours or whatever it is, but then there's the consequences, be it mentally, financially, the consequences in how your family are made to suffer. So overall, to sum it up, in the 3 years that I've been stopped gambling, yes, I've found it difficult not having that escape, that buzz. Yes, I've not been able to escape in that sense, in that way, but then I have found other things to escape to. And when I say escape, just occupying time that I would normally spend gambling. Obviously, baby's one. I found new hobbies. I like going for a game of snooker, doing YouTube when I'm on it. And of course, for me personally, I like my gaming. These sorts of things, and socialising when we can with the COVID restrictions, these sorts of things are all things that I would have done in the past, but I would have been that consumed with gambling. I wouldn't have lived for the moment, I wouldn't have lived in the moment, I wouldn't have enjoyed them the same and to the extent that I do now. So that's the major difference. I'm able to live in the moment and enjoy things for what they are, and sort of do things without constantly thinking about where I'm going to get my next money from, where am I going to get my next bet, and that's really in itself that makes for a lot less stressful life, as well as the impact on my wife. Seeing her being able to live a lot less stressed, a lot less in fear of, is he going to have a gamble, is he going to blow out every last penny of ours. So they're all things that bring, they're all benefits of managing to stop gambling. So yeah, 3 years, there is some pride. To recap, there is some pride there in helping others. There is some pride that I have managed to do this before my baby was born, so she's not having to go through what my wife did, and my family did. And there is some pride in that I am sort of a different person in that I'm an honest person now. I don't tell lies to anyone. I don't sort of get in the positions where I'm in a vulnerable position to gamble again. So I still take precautions. I don't carry more money than I need. I don't go into gambling establishments on my own. If baby wants to go into the arcade and go on a ride, I make sure I go in with my wife and baby. The other barriers that I've spoken about in the past, I'm still registered to GamStop. I've got anti-gambling on my banking, and just little things that help along, and I still go to Gamblers Anonymous. So they're all things that prevent me and prevent my wife from worrying that, my next bet is around the corner, because I feel as far away from gambling now than I have ever done. And I think that's very much, that's really a statement to sum up the 3 years that I've done. I feel as far away from gambling than I've ever done. And for me, that's the way I want to continue feeling. That's the way that I would be happy to play out the rest of my days feeling like that. Because I know, and I've been there and I've lived, and my wife and my family have, the damage and the destruction that it causes. So away from that, going forward, now I'm in my new home, I am going to start uploading more regularly, and more videos. I am going to start aiming for the 2 per week, at least 1 per week. I've said all this before, but I think being in the home that I'm in now, the setup and things like that, when I was in the last home, it would take 30 minutes just to get set up before I've even recorded the video. And with a baby, it's a lot of time messing around trying to get the chance. But I'm in here now where things for the video can already be set up, so I'm hoping that I can upload more frequently. I have got some video ideas that I've never got round to, some pressing stuff that I would like to speak about, and I think going forward, that's just one arm of how I'm going to try and help other people not go through what I did, my family did. I've done a recent television interview to spread the awareness of gambling addiction and the impact it has. I've done radio interviews and just media interviews, and it's all about, it's not about me, it's about telling my story in hope that others can relate, if they are struggling out there. I hope that then through hearing my story, it sort of motivates them to get help, to reach out and to speak, and as I said, not go through what me and my family did, and go to the utter despairs of what gambling addiction can do, and addiction in general as well. It's not just gambling. There are many similarities in addiction, and the cycles of addiction, as we know. So yeah, that's the plans for the upcoming year. Just reaching out, trying to work with charities as well to help other people. Trying to work with YouTube gambling streamers, which sounds alien, I know. Working with actual gambling streamers, but at the same time they have a lot of traffic going onto their videos, and there's a lot of our averages. You're going to see people struggling, who are watching their videos. I was one. You know, there will be people watching their videos who are struggling. They do put it in the comments, in the live chats and things. I've spent some time in those chats only because I feel comfortable in doing that, and I've reached out to people and tried to help them that way. And I think it's just about, now getting back into work, doing the best I can for my family, doing the best I can for my future as well, trying to move us forward even more, and helping as many people as I can along the way. And that's the aim for the next year, and I'm going forward in every way, and less about the past, hopefully, because start to move on a little bit. But yeah, thank you for all your support in the time that I have been away. I have seen the comments, and I have seen people are still watching the videos, and some have asked when they are coming back and things. So it is nice to know there is sort of a appetite for these videos. I am, as I said, I'm able now to start focusing on this channel again. I'm making sure I release at least one video a week along with the live streams, as much as I can as well. But yeah, thank you for your support while I have been away. Much appreciated. Thank you to those who have reached out to congratulate me on the 3 years as well. That again is much appreciated. It is, for me, as I said, difficult to be proud of myself. It is difficult to see any positive in what I do, because I still think I'm a failure, but I do take a lot of pride in that. These videos have helped some people. So thank you, and have a great Christmas, a great New Year. I will be back with another one shortly. And yeah, if you don't mind, share this video, leave a like, subscribe. As I always say, help these videos get in front of as many people as possible who can, maybe benefit from them, who maybe can relate. And as I always said, at the minimum, they won't feel alone. Thank you very much, folks, and I'll catch you on the next one.